This is the new Glock 41. The Glock 41 is a 45 ACP, full-framed, long slide version of basically the 21. So here's our typical unboxing look, and obviously it comes with a lock. I'm going to take that out of our way. Comes with a cleaning brush and a cleaning rod. It comes with the replaceable back straps, or the add-on, if you will, back straps, some of which include a nice beaver tail. Comes with 3 magazines, 1 in the pistol, 2 alongside it. Comes with the mag loader, and most importantly, it comes with itself. It comes with a long slide 45 auto Glock 41 Gen 4, brand new. 3 magazines, 13 round full capacity. These are interchangeable, the Glock 21, so these are the identical magazine used in the Glock 21. And then of course we have the beautiful Glock 41 Gen 4 long slide 45 ACP. So it's essentially the same frame as a 21, and I haven't put it side by side yet. I will do that later, but it feels like a 21. But the slide, I believe, might be a little bit narrower. I'm going to find that out. But it's definitely longer. There's no doubt about it. So this is an ideal pistol for competition shooting, such as IDPA, USPSA. Can't wait to get this out and put some rounds through it, see how it compares to, say, the Glock 21, what the differences are. Let's go do it. Let's go shoot it. So we're out here at the range today to take a look at 2 new, brand new guns. 1 made in Austria, 1 made in the USA, but they are both Glocks. From Austria, we have the brand new Glock 41 Gen 4 45 ACP long slide. I thought I would give it a try, and it just so happens that the Glock 41 fits pretty nicely in my Blade Tech holster for my Glock 20. Maybe not exactly perfect, but it fits good enough to use. In fact, it fits good enough that you could, you could make do pretty nicely. From Austria. Ten yards. Going for the orange dot. As if that weren't obvious. So we all know that the Glock 21 is a little shorter than the new Glock 41. So what I'm going to try and do is see if I can quantify a little bit of that difference. Obviously there's a lot of things, right? There's a longer sight radius, there's more weight at the muzzle end, so it should be reduced felt recoil and flip and all those wonderful things. But the other thing is should be some ballistic changes, right? A longer barrel should give us a little bit more velocity. So I'm going to do some chrono tests side by side. Let's see if we can quantify the difference in barrel length. First up, 21. String 2, same scenario, 5-shot group, Glock 41. All right, so we are comparing the Glock 21 and the Glock 41 side by side to see what's different and to see what's the same. All the differences in the barrel and the slides. Recoil and guide rod assembly, I believe, is also the same. So I'm going to measure. Obviously we know one is longer, but I think that one is also much narrower. Okay, so we have almost exactly 1 inch, just over an inch. Let's bring that back in, and so we're like 2/1000ths over an inch. As soon as I can get a good steady hold here, there we go. So 2.5 thousandths, I'm going to call that a wash. So that's about an inch for the Glock 41. The Glock 21, yeah, this doesn't even come close. Here we go. Try and get the same spot, which is right in front of the ejection port. 1127, 1130. So about 1127 is where we are on the 26. So that's about 1/8 of an inch is 0.125. So that's an 1/8 of an inch bigger. That's very significant, very significant. Now the frame, I'm just going to measure right behind the takedown lever, 11.68 and a half, and 11.68 and a half. Okay, so for those of you who are into statistics and measurements and dimensions, here are the key differences. On the left side, we have the Glock 21, and on the right side, we have the Glock 41. The frames are identical in every way that I've been able to determine, inside and out. It is my belief, I have not done it, but it is my belief that you could swap these frames and slide assemblies and they would function perfectly. I have not done that, and I probably will not do that. But I believe you could. The the dual recoil spring and guide rod assemblies I believe to be identical as well. I don't know the tensions on these springs, and I don't have any way to measure that. But in every other way, every physical way, they're identical. Obviously the barrels are different, and there is a weight difference as well. Not much, like 0.05 ounces. Very, very small weight difference. The slide obviously is much longer, for the 41 than it is for the 21. It's also narrower. So while it's longer, it's narrower, so it doesn't weigh as much more as you might initially think. It doesn't weigh as much more as I initially thought. Let me put it that way. There's not much weight difference. The Glock 41 slide is still a little bit heavier by like half an ounce, but it's not much at all. The barrels, I mean, you can see in the assembled pistol, but if you put these two barrels together, you can see the length difference, and this is really what you get with the 41. You get that much more length difference. Now, how does that translate to ballistics? Because we did some chrono tests out at the range and measured that, and you saw those numbers, and I did just a quick calculation on the average, which was a five-shot string average. There was only a difference of 10 feet per second in those two averages, and that's only about 2 to 3%. So that's not super significant, but it certainly is meaningful. It is an increase in muzzle velocity. All right, so average of 5 trigger pulls is 7 pounds and 14 ounces. One good thing is I mentioned at the range, and I did discover that it looks like many holsters, if not most holsters, are compatible. If you have a Glock 21 holster, then that holster is very likely compatible with the 41, as long as it's an open toe design, you know, and you can let that extra bit of length go through the bottom. So Glock 41 Gen 4, the new offering in 45 ACP, the long slide version, the practical tactical 45 auto from Glock is a big thumbs up for me. I like it. I plan to shoot matches with this gun, so I'm going to very likely change the sights and put on some aftermarket sights and probably shoot IDPA matches with this gun. So I'm probably going to have some updates after I've done some of that on how it performs and whatever feedback I have. But this gun would serve equally well as a home defense gun. I don't think this is much of a carry gun. Could be a duty gun outside the waistband. I don't see it as much of a carry gun otherwise, really. But for home defense, certainly, absolutely, this would be a great home defense gun. So the Glock 21 and the Glock 41, so very much alike, but yet so very different. Both Gen 4s. In this case, my 21 is a Gen 4. All 41s are a Gen 4. Really, the key difference is the slide being longer, the barrel being longer. The slide is also narrower by about 1/8 of an inch. Another advantage is rail space. For those of you who might want to put this gun to put it on duty as a home defense gun, you may want to have a light or other accessory mounted underneath it. So, for example, this is a Streamlight TLR2S, and you can see that, and it's a good sized light. And this is, this is a big light, the TLR2S. But mounted on the 21, we have a little bit of exposure here past the muzzle, about a ½ inch worth maybe. If we put that same light on the 41, then we actually have almost the opposite situation, where we have about almost a ½ inch of muzzle extending past the end of the light. And you may even want to put really cool accessory like a bayonet on the front.